cactus and succulent growers, I'm Lynn. Welcome to Desert Plants of Avalon in the north of Ireland. And in today's video, I'm going to be transplanting the cute little Euphorbia Obesa crossed with Symmetrica Seedlings that I've grown from seed back in 2023. So then guys, these are the gorgeous little cuties that I grown from seed in February 2023 last year. And these gorgeous cuties are seeds that I got from my wonderful friend Daz at Cacti Mania here on YouTube. And Daz amazingly cross-pollinated his Euphorbia Obesa with his Symmetrica and got some incredible seeds, and including he's got lots that he's also grown from his own seeds as well. Very kindly gave us some seeds last year. As you can see, they are doing really well. We've got 4 more, but we gave them to our wonderful friend Danny last month. And these are the ones that are in here that do need to be transplanted, because as you can see, they're sort of growing pretty large into each other. And I was going to just put them into a bigger seed tray, but what I'm going to be doing is getting some of the little 5cm pots and then probably putting 3 or 4 of them together in the same pot to give them more space. So come on then guys, I'm going to be doing it. I'm going to show you how I'm going to transplant them and also the soil that I'm going to be using. Now then, I've got the little 5cm pots here, and I've made up a soil mix here of a well-draining mix of loam based soil, LOAM. In this case I'm using John Innes number 2 by brand by Clover, mixed with pumice and also grit and a bit of sand. And that's because it needs to be very sort of well-draining soil for potting up euphorbias and other succulents, giving it all a good mix around. And that's the soil mix all done. And when you're potting up euphorbias and other succulents and cacti, everyone has their own special mixes, what they like to use. There's no right and wrong really, but it's the most important thing is that you use a well-draining soil, because euphorbias are succulents and they need to dry out quickly in between waterings. Now I just want to mention, I recently made a video all about the Euphorbia Obesas that I have in my collection, including some I have had for 30 years. So if you didn't see that video and you want to see a complete tour of all of my Euphorbia Obesa succulents, then do go ahead and watch that video after you've watched this one. I'll link that video up above. And these, as I say, have been growing absolutely amazing. Got the lovely little markings on them. And wonderful extra special as well that these were seeds from my friend Daz's Cacti Mania here on YouTube, his own cross pollinations. So I'm sure many of you are familiar already with Daz at Cacti Mania, but if not, do go ahead and subscribe to Daz at Cacti Mania, because he's an awesome grower of cacti and succulents, and very successful with growing from seeds and pollinations as well. So I'll link Daz's channel up above. So then here we go, transplanting these little cuties, and obviously I have to loosen these up first, so I'm using the blunt end of a spoon here. And the soil is dry because it's easier to obviously transplant them when they're dry, and you want to be very careful with seedlings. These I sowed in February 2023, so they've grown really well, but they're still young, and that's why I'm not going to be potting them up all into individual pots, because they still need to be kept in relatively small pots. So loosen these up. Oh, they're so cute. And pull that. Oh, look. Wow. Just look at the root systems on these guys. So what I'm going to be doing is obviously pulling them apart here. And you do have to be very careful when you're teasing seedlings. These are going to come across. Oh, these are so easy. Look at that. No problem with this. Is going to be a very easy separating them, because when you've got a lot of seeds, especially I find with cacti more so than succulents, a lot of the roots can all be tangled, and when you're having to pot them on and try and take them out and separate them, it can be a bit of a challenge, but this is easy enough. They just pull him out really easy. You can see little fresh roots there. Oh my God, they're gorgeous. Oh, little cuties. Oh. So there we go, very easy to do this. Oh, I love to share everything with you as well. These are very extra special. So I just want to put a little bit of soil at the bottom there. And because they have quite long roots on them, but they're only small, I don't want to put too much soil in because they're going to need, obviously, plenty of space still to develop their roots. They're still young. So I'll just come around this way so you can see what I'm doing. Now, first of all, I'm going to start off with the largest ones. So this one is obviously the largest. Look at that, it's gorgeous. So that one's also quite a biggie. I'm going to take all the little smallies, separate them here. And again, gently tease the roots. These are quite big. So this pot here, I'll just pull the stand back so you can see. I'm now going to be putting like the soil around here. So the sun is starting to come onto the table, so I don't want to block it. Can affect the light when I'm filming, so apologies. But not complaining about having a bit of sunshine today. This one is obviously big, so I want to make sure that when you're potting on, and this isn't just with Euphorbia, this is even with cacti and other types of succulent seedlings, you want to make sure that you've got, when you pot them, plenty of room for the little roots there. So I'm going to put that one to the side. I might just put 2 into this pot because these are quite large. And then gently put some of the soil around there, push it around. They're just so cute. And there, I can press it down again. So that's the first one in. Make sure that's there, and make a little bit of room to put the other one in. This other one there with the roots. Also, I put that to the side. You want to make sure that they're not too planted too close together, so the roots also do not grow into each other. There we go. Yeah. Oh, more soil. Oh, they're so cute. And I'm just going to show you this one, and then a couple more, and then I can show you what it's like when it's all done. So, gently teasing all the soil around. You want to very carefully press the soil down. You don't want to, because the roots are still delicate at this stage. And I'm not using, although the soil is sort of dry, it is very slightly damp, but that's not a problem, because if I was to use totally bone dry, sand dry, desert dry soil just for potting them up, it's difficult sometimes to press them down. So although the soil is quite dry, it is slightly damp. I just want to mention that because I did slightly dampen the soil, because I knew when it comes to potting these, pressing them down, it's going to be easier if the soil is a wee bit damp. Well, that's the first. Now I'm only going to put 2 in here because they are quite larger compared to the other little obesas. A bit more soil as well on there. You want to make sure that the neck of the cutie is not visible, so there's no neck showing there. And that's the first 2 done, and I'm going to show you the next one. I'm going to show you an example of another couple, and obviously I'm not going to show you the whole entire potting them all up because it'd be a very long video. I'm just going to show you a couple of examples here. So the next sort of 2 big ones, I'm going to place that one in there. Again, push that slightly to the side to give room for the other one. So I may put 2 in or 3 in the same pot, but as they've got quite good roots, I want to make sure I don't put them too close together. As I say, it's good to let the roots that are still developing have plenty of room in the new pot and soil. So we make sure the neck is covered. Very gently, carefully press down on that little sweetie pudding. And then here, just move that big piece of grit out. That's the first one. You want to make sure it stands. I might put 2 in the same pot, I think, because they have got longer root systems than I thought. And although they're still small, they do need the space, as I mentioned, to develop their roots. In fact, that's a very sort of long one, so I'm going to go for one that doesn't have such a long root system to put into there. Again, you want to carefully hold it like that. Make sure that they're not put too close together. They are just so cute. And then obviously, probably this time next year, or even in a few months, because they might grow quite quick again. Now I've potted these on, I'll then pot them up all into individual little 5cm pots. So although I was thinking of putting 3 in the same pot, I think I'm doing the best thing by putting 2, because they do have long roots. And it's important that they're not planted too close together, as I mentioned. So press them down again very carefully. Cutie cuties. Now that's 8 of them potted up there. They're looking so cool. And then I've just got 5 more left to do. Now that's them all potted up. And I've got 3 of the smaller ones in the same pot and then 2 in each one. I'm just starting to put a bit of top dressing on here, some grit, just to finish them off. And I've labelled them all Obesa crossed with Symmetrica, and also that they were sown in February 2023. So I'm just going to be finishing these off with a bit of top dressing now. Yay, that's them all top dressed. And they look absolutely gorgeous. And I'm going to be leaving it about 10 days before I start to water these again. And that's because obviously the roots have had to be disturbed when I've been transplanting them, picking them out from the seed tray and potting these up individually. So it just gives them a chance for the roots to settle down a bit before I start the watering again. It's something I like to do when I'm always potting up cacti and succulents. I like to leave it at least 10 days to 2 weeks, and then I'll start to introduce a little bit of water to them. So happy days. I just want to show you here, these 3 cuties are ones that I also got from Daz, Cacti Mania. And these were his Euphorbia Obesa Symmetrica cross-pollination seeds, like these, that he's sown himself back in August of 2022, and he very kindly gifted 3 of these beauties in a recent and awesome unboxing video I did where Daz and Edith at Cacti Mania gifted us the most incredible cacti and succulents. And these beauties are doing really well here. As you can see, they were sown in August of 2022, so they're much larger in size than the ones I sown in February 2023. But I'm sure it won't be long before they get to that size too. Now I've potted them up, and aren't they just gorgeous, guys? And as I say, for a complete tour of my Euphorbia Obesa collection, including ones I've had for 30 years in there, do go ahead and watch my collection video on my Euphorbia Obesas. As I mentioned, the link will be up above. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. Do subscribe if you haven't done already, and don't forget to click that notification bell. Follow me on Insta, Twitter and Facebook at Desert Plants of Avalon for lots of flower videos on and photos on there of all my cacti and succulents in stunning flower. And check out my website as well, desertplantsofavalon.com. I want to wish you all lots and lots of plant power from the Emerald Isle.